All right. Welcome, everyone. Find yourself a really comfortable seat. Just arrive, putting everything else on the back burner. Whatever happened earlier today, we'll pick it up later. Whatever might happen in the future, we'll worry about it when it comes. Take a big breath and sigh it out and really land where you are, whether that is sitting in a chair, whether it's reclined, laying on a bed or on the mat, whether you're sitting on the floor, just arrive right here. And we'll start with some super gentle stretching first, doing some side bending to one side. And this could be as much as shifting the weight onto one hip. If you're looking for a challenge, you can lift the arm up. You might turn the head up towards the arm. We're looking for a stretch down the long side of the body. So sometimes there's a risk of like collapsing into the opposite side, but what we want to think about is growing tall like a tree and reaching up and over like a pole vaulter. And then using the abs to come up through center, rolling the shoulders a couple of times, nice and slow, easy, gentle, up towards the ears and back, and bringing the shoulder blades down the back of the back, and then going the opposite directions, bring the shoulder blades together and up towards the ears and forward and down. And then we'll find that neutral spine getting nice and tall and tip over to the opposite side. And again, you might just push into that opposite hip, or maybe you raise the arm, maybe turning the head, feeling length down that long side, but not collapsing on the opposite. And breathing here, finding some stillness and some enjoyment. And if it feels really tough, then come out a little bit. If it feels too hard, find a position that feels a little easier. Make it work for you in your body today. And then use your abdominal muscles to come back up to a nice tall seat. And we'll very gently do some neck circles. Taking your time, really feeling into every degree all around the circle. Again, keep it easy, keep it gentle in your body. And then don't forget to also go the other direction. So if you did 2 in one direction, do 2 in the other direction, and so on. Lovely. Then I'll invite you to stretch the arms a little bit. So bringing one arm across the body, and it can be straight or it can be bent. It's kind of up to you. Some people like to hold on to the shoulder, others above the elbow. You can hold on to the wrist. It's depends on what feels good in your body today, thinking about dropping the shoulders down and feeling the stretch in the upper arm and the shoulder on that side. And if that feels like a lot, you can always hang on to the other shoulder. You can take breaks. Finding the breath here. Sometimes when things get hard, we stop breathing, which is the opposite of what we want to train ourselves to do. Breathing through things that feel difficult makes them easier. Not breathing puts the body into a more flight or fight kind of response. And then shake that arm out, roll that wrist, maybe open and close the fingertips. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. So stretching out the arm long, crossing it over the body. You can hold at the shoulder or above the elbow, or you can hold at the wrist, dropping the shoulders down, finding some comfort, some ease in the stretch. And finding the breath, make it gentle, make it enjoyable. And then shake it out. Roll the wrist, open and close the fingers. And if there is any other movement that would feel good in your body, so maybe it's some hip circles, or for you, it might be some twisting. We've got another minute to really adjust, move, stretch, so that you feel able to sit still. So we move in order to get kind of the creaks and the tension out of the body as much as possible. And then we find our stillness. So for some people, it's going to be most comfortable to lie down. Great. For others, if you have a back on your chair, you might lean back so that you feel really supported. If you're feeling really strong in the core today, maybe you sit unsupported. And I'll offer you a mudra if you like, touching the thumb to the index fingers and laying the hands in the lap. This is, of course, optional. Try it, see if it works for you. And if it doesn't, no worries. Try something else. If you'd like, if you haven't already, you can close your eyes. And if that doesn't feel comfortable or makes you dizzy, you can simply lower the gaze. Make the eyes go a little fuzzy, focusing on one point so that we're not distracted by everything out there, and instead we can really feel how it feels to be in this body today. Let everything be really relaxed, like you are made of liquid, like you are just sinking and seeping into what's beneath you. Let the belly be super relaxed. Let the shoulders come away from the ears. Wiggle the jaw so the teeth are not touching. That's a place some people hold a lot of stress, even without knowing. Maybe you move the jaw left and right. Or maybe you take a big yawn. And then if you'd like to set an intention today, it's great to set these in present tense as if they have already happened. Maybe you're already working with a mantra or with an intention, or maybe you'd like to borrow mine. And mine is, I rest when I need rest. So repeat your mantra a few times, either out loud or quietly in your head. And when we work with these and we say them over and over, the brain really wants to please you. It wants to do everything right. So the more we can rewire positive thoughts and new habits, the more we can reinforce those, even if we don't quite believe it yet, the easier it is to get into that positive thought pattern. And positive thoughts beget positive thoughts, just like the other way, negative thoughts beget more negative thoughts. I rest when I need rest. And I'll invite you to put the attention on the nostrils. Where is the air coming in and out of your nose? Keep it gentle. You don't have to change it, and you definitely don't have to be forceful. If you can't feel it, that's okay. You can just think about your nose. You can think about that upper lip. Sometimes that's a place where we can feel the air. And then pay attention to the right side, to the right nostril. See if you can feel the air coming in through the right nostril into the sinuses and filling up the lungs, letting the chest rise a bit on the inhale and sink a bit on the exhale. And that's not to say there won't be air coming in and out of the left side, but we're putting our attention on the right. And from the right nostril into the right hand, thinking about breathing all the way down the arm into the fingertips. And exhaling from the fingertips out the right nostril. You might feel sensations in the right arm and the right hand. You might feel nothing at all. Welcome it. Be curious. Be interested. How does my body feel today? You don't have to try too hard. We're just observing. And then bring the attention to the heart center. Breathing into the heart. Nice, slow, easy breaths in and out through the nose where you can. Letting the chest rise a little bit on the inhale and sink a little bit on the exhale. And then we'll bring the attention to the right leg, all the way from the hip, through the knee, to the ankle, to the bottom of the foot. Still breathing, focusing on that in and out through the right nostril. Seeing if you can inhale all the way down to the toes. And then exhale from the toes all the way out through the right nostril. For some people, it helps to imagine that side of the body lighting up, or a little talisman or icon moving from the head through the torso, down the leg, and back. Or you can simply lightly rest the attention on each body part as you inhale and exhale. There's no pressure to do anything right now. We're just observing. You don't have to change the breath. You are doing it exactly right. When the thoughts come, because they often come and they will always come, and that's okay. We can just say, thank you. I will think about you later. Thank you for showing up for me. I will think about you later. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. I will think about you later. And let the thought just float away. In through the right nostril, all the way down to the right toes and back. Coming back to your heart center. Maybe repeating your intention or your mantra. I rest when I need to rest. And then observe that upper lip. Can you feel the air coming in both nostrils? Is one more present than the other? And then can you focus on the left side? Can you really feel that entryway where the cool air comes in and that exit where the warm air leaves? Can you feel the air coming in through the nose, into the sinuses, down into the ribs? Can you feel the chest rise a little bit on the inhale and sink a little bit on the exhale? No need to change the breath. We're just observing. And then bring the attention into the left hand, the left arm. Inhaling through the left nostril and all the way down the arm to the fingertips. And then exhaling back from the fingertips through the left nostril. Letting the breath be slow, letting it be very gentle, letting it be easy. And then bringing the attention back to the heart center once again. Letting the chest rise on the inhale and sink on the exhale. Maybe repeating your intention once again. I rest when I need to rest. And then move the attention to the left hip, the left knee, the left ankle, the bottom of the left foot. Inhaling through the left nostril and all the way down the left side of the body, all the way down to the tips of the toes. And then exhaling back from the toes up into the head. And again, you might imagine a light shining on each part of the body as you inhale and exhale, or a little talisman moving around. Or you might simply visualize each part of the body, how it feels, or whether it feels. Sometimes it's hard to feel into different parts of the body, and that's okay too. We can simply visualize in our mind's eye, even if we can't conjure exactly where we are in space. Coming back once again to that heart center. Letting the chest rise on the inhale and sink on the exhale. Repeating your mantra once again. I rest when I need to rest. And then once more, bring the attention to the upper lip, both nostrils together, breathing in to the tips of the toes, and then out from the tips of the toes, up through the torso and out the nostrils. And maybe you will lengthen these breaths, making them a little bit deeper and a little bit longer, drawing them out, still keeping it easy. Or maybe this time you notice the belly rise and sink on the exhale. Inhaling and exhaling nice and slowly. A long, luxurious, easy exhale. Double check if there's any tension that has come into your body. Sometimes it creeps in and we don't even realize it. Maybe you can gently let the shoulders down a little bit. Or you can melt into the hips or uncurl the fingers. Check that there's still a tiny gap between your upper teeth and lower teeth. Maybe you shift the jaw left and right very slowly, easily. There's no rush. And then maybe you give yourself permission to have a big yawn. And if that feels good, maybe you do another one. Let it out with an audible sigh. I rest when I need to rest. We'll end with 5 big breaths in through the nose and then out through the mouth for about twice the length of time. So maybe you inhale for 3 and exhale for 6. Or you inhale for 4 and out for 8. Again, keeping it easy, not putting any strain or stress in the body. There's no reward for taking a longer breath. We're simply elongating the exhale, which helps the vagus nerve tell the body that everything is great. We are safe. We do not have to be hypervigilant. We can simply rest right here, right now. There's no rush. Take your time. When you've done your 5 breaths, come back to the body, to the weight, to the feeling of the earth beneath you, touching your feet, your hips, possibly your low back. And then invite you to put a tiny little imperceptible movements into the feet, into the hands, maybe tucking the chin to the chest, stretching the back and the arms. And then when you're ready, there is no rush. Linger as long as you like. You can open your eyes. Thanks for practicing with me today.